8:09 coming quickly up on 8:10, and we have an in-studio guest this morning. Let's welcome Abby Smith from the American Cancer Society Relay for Life. Good morning.
Good morning.
Big fan of Relay for Life. It has been, it's just a huge event that happens here in Santa Clarita. Actually, it happens all over the United States, but in Santa Clarita, in Central Park, it's been happening for years and years and years. It is coming up. Is it this Saturday already?
It's this Saturday.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. I kind of lost track a little bit of the calendar. Okay, so it's this Saturday, May 6th at Central Park. Abby, tell us a little bit about what's going on, what might be a little bit different this year from previous years. What can we expect?
So this year is a big one because this is the 25th anniversary of this event in Santa Clarita.
That's a silver, right?
Yes.
Silver anniversary.
Silver
Okay.
anniversary. Mm-hmm. So as you mentioned, there's Relay for Life events across the country, but this is one of those that's been around for a long time, and this community has supported it. Just amazing. So really excited to be celebrating 25 years this weekend.
That's amazing. If you just stop and think for a second about 25 years, how long 25 years is.
And how much has changed in the last 25 years, right? Like how many cancer breakthroughs have come through over the last 5 years because of the support of the American Cancer Society receives by Santa Clarita Valley community. How
does that work exactly? How does Relay for Life exactly contribute to this big pot of knowledge and money and all sorts of things with the American Cancer Society?
It's critical. I mean, a lot of people recognize the American Cancer Society for the research that we do because nothing changes without research. There are more cancer breakthroughs today than there were 10 years ago, than there were 25 years ago. But it also supports the local community when it comes to free services we provide cancer patients, like rides to treatment and 24/7 support. You can call us anytime, day or night, if you need information about cancer, and free lodging when people need to travel far from home to get their treatment.
Abby, let's talk about that for a second, because up until recently, I kind of had, a little bit of a deaf ear on some of the stuff you've just said. Until recently, a friend of mine with breast cancer, very, not necessarily an older person, certainly not retired. Kind of in that middle slot. But what happened was she found that all of her friends were still working. Her husband still worked. Her children were now adults and they worked and had lives and children. And there was a point where she was like, I need help getting to my chemo.
Right. Because the best treatment doesn't work if you can't get there.
Mm-hmm. And it became an issue for her because every single week she had to dial in and get someone who could take her and then pick her up because it was an 8-hour process of her getting this chemo. So they had to drop her off and then there had to be someone to pick her up.
Right.
And so this happens and it keeps happening for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. Right. Mm-hmm. Never had to think about that before because she's at an age where she's very independent, right?
Right.
So these things are extremely important. In addition to all of the research, has there been any cool breakthroughs that you can talk about as far as research is continuing?
Absolutely. So something that we're learning recently is things about colonoscopies. We've been talking about colonoscopies for decades, right? Mm-hmm. And to make sure you start getting those when you turn 50. We're finding lately that there are more and more younger people that are being diagnosed at early stages or early ages at a more progressed stage. So we reduced the age to get your colonoscopies starting at 45. So if you are 45 and you thought you had 5 more years to wait, it's time to get your colonoscopy now. We've also seen some amazing breakthroughs with things like the HPV vaccination. And having kids get their vaccine at the ages of about 9 to 12. Mm-hmm. Now, that generation that first started getting those vaccines today are coming of age, and we're seeing a 65% decrease in cervical cancer diagnosis.
That's amazing.
We have the potential to eradicate cervical cancer from existence by one simple vaccine.
Now, the HPV, you say cervical cancer, but from my knowledge, and trust me, my knowledge is this much, both boys and girls get this vaccination, yes?
Yes, it's not just for girls, it's for boys and girls ages 9 to 12. HPV is incredibly common. About 80% of the people in the U.S. have it, and most don't even know. But the HPV vaccination can prevent 6 kinds of cancer. So it's cancer prevention in a series of 2 or 3 shots.
That's amazing. So there are things happening every single second.
Absolutely.
With the American Cancer Society. You can help out. Check it out. Relay for Life. Is there a website we can go to? Because in the past years, going to Central Park, I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, there's no entrance fee, right?
Correct. It is free to everybody. It's open to the public. It is for all ages. We have activities for kids and adults throughout the day. It's just going to be a whole lot of fun. It's at Central Park, like you mentioned, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. this Saturday. And the website to sign up and register is
what I want. Yeah.
www.scvrelay.org.
Couldn't be simpler. scvrelay.org.
Yep.
scvrelay.org. Check it out. It is this Saturday, 9 to 9. So much fun. I've been in previous years. There's music playing and balloons and all kinds of people are doing the walkarounds. And I say walk around. What is that called? They
take the track. Yeah. Take a lap around the track.
Thank you. So check it out and try and help if you can, because it really is at a point where every dollar helps. Anything you can afford to help continue, because when you say something like, we have a chance of eradicating cervical cancer, that I don't think people understand how huge that is.
Right.
That is so huge.
Right. Absolutely.
But if you're at 65% at this point, that's amazing.
And
Abby,
that's just the first generation.
Abby, you've brought us good news for today. Let's keep it going. Relay for Life. It's this Saturday, Central Park, 9 to 9. Check it out. Go to the website. So fun having you in this morning.
Thank you.
Really do appreciate it. It's going to be successful. Another big year. Happy 25th.
Yeah.